All right. Hey, how's it, everybody? It is 5 p.m. West Coast time, 8 p.m. on the East Coast, 2 p.m. in Hawaii, 7 p.m. for our Central Coast types. You know what I mean when I say Central Coast, and I see Central Coast people in the house. Hey, Rick, how you doing? Shock in the home as well, or in the home? No, in the StatterBox, letting us know that we have that gear. We're coming at you 720p, but if that's too much for your system, feel free to downgrade because we have that opportunity. So fantastic. All right, let's see here. Why don't we get this party started? Perfecto. All right. So this Wednesday is sort of a, well, what about Wednesday kind of thing. Last Wednesday, a little bit of a heavy topic. So today we are going to take Wednesday to cover some topics here, there, and everywhere. So no whales today unless someone's got something that they want to share. However, we will be revisiting the whole electrocuted bread. So, because electrocuted bread, I just had to look into that. And so I'm going to be teaching you some things. We might even have a video about gold. But I can tell you we're going to have a discussion about what movies we're going to watch this Saturday. But before we get into that discussion, I want to say, hey, Cindy Krause, how's it? Hey, Darlene, good to see you. All right, we've got everyone coming in, all the usual suspects. Hopefully Cindy's not dying of heat today, because it sounds like she was in for a week of 100 plus degrees, and I think we already all know how we feel about that. No one likes it when it gets to be triple digits in the weather situation. Yes, indeedy. Or no, indeedy. So that's how that works. All right, so I gotta admit, you guys, I'm hoping you've come today with lots on your mind and lots to share, because boy, oh boy, I just really don't know. Things are gearing up for the tax season, and I was a little bit distracted today. Normally, I like to spend a lot of Wednesdays making preparations for the show. Unfortunately, today, I actually had to do real work and things for taxes and clients and so we're a little bit thin on the topics, but that's okay because Kenny from the Cove is here, and Kenny usually has all sorts of things to add to the conversation. Good to see you here, Kenny. Hope your eyes are healing up from all the fancy pants laser surgeries that you might have gotten, and now your eyes hopefully are bionic, and you'll be able to see into the future. That's right. That is right. And let's see here. E-Music in the house. Fantastic. Good to see you, E-Music. And Darlene, tell me about it. I am really glad we don't have triple digits here. In fact, you know what? Speaking of triple digits, etc., Darlene sent a great video from the lake cabin that her and Rick have, and I have to tell you, in this video, she talks about a phenomenon that I have never seen before, and we'll talk about it. And I'm sure everybody in her neck of the woods is just like, "You ain't never seen that before?" No, I ain't never seen that before. So why don't we watch the video, and then we'll talk about what it is I've never seen.
Woke up this morning and there's fog everywhere, thick as pea soup. This is what happens on a lake. It was even thicker a little earlier. Cranes even were in front eating, and you couldn't even see them. But the minute we came outside, they heard and saw us and flew off. But it's still pretty. It's still nice. It's about 68 degrees. So not too cold, and it's supposed to warm up to mid-80s. And once the sun comes out, all of this will be gone.
Okay, so did you catch that? Did y'all catch that? It was 68 degrees and still foggy out? That sounds like 100% humidity right there, Rick. I know nothing about nothing, but 68 degrees and foggy out. Oh yeah, that's humidity like I have never seen. So I gotta say, when Darlene shared that wonderful video and then she popped off with like how warm it was and how the fog was still there, I couldn't believe it, because that is nothing that you will see in the Pacific Northwest. When the fog comes rolling in, it's a little bit chilly. Yeah, it's a little bit chillier than 68. So I'm guessing that Rick might know what was going on, and it sounds like it might have been 100% humidity in that there video. Love Pat, good to see you coming on in today. Looks like we have got everybody here. And so I'm not sure if, oh wait, did I say, I don't know if I said hello to Pacola Tea. And yeah, I wish it was 68 degrees here. It's like close to 90 today, and it's a little bit cloudy, so I am not happy. That being said, the humidity is like 60%, so nothing that anyone with humidity would laugh about, would worry about. They're, you know, I expect all you Florida folk, all you lake folk there in Wisconsin to be looking for the emote that I'm looking for right now, so you can throw it down at me. And I think we already know what emote that is. That's right. 60% humidity. I'm dying here. And cue the laughter. Cue the laughter. Shock, you're all annoyed it's cooling off here, but you'll be happy when we get hot and cold running water again instead of hot and warm. Oh, right, because it comes warm. Your water doesn't come cold from the faucet when it's so hot out, right? Is that what you're saying? I know that I was very confused when I learned that about other parts of the country. Went to Austin, Texas, and left the kitchen faucet running, waiting for the cold water to show up, and the cold water was never showing up. Finally, my friend was just like, "It's never gonna get cold," and so I was like, okay. And her mom didn't understand what was going on, because her mom, having lived in Texas her whole life, has only experienced warm water coming out of the pipes, as opposed to the beautiful cold water that we get here up in the Pacific Northwest. So let's see here. Kenny from the Cove, 60% humidity is air you can wear. That's how I feel about it, and I'm sure that folks in parts of the drier parts of Texas feel that way too. But other people, like the people in Dallas, no, not Dallas, Houston, Houston, the armpit of the country, as my friend from Houston used to say, they are used to so much higher humidity that 60% is like dry desert air as far as they're concerned. Now, as far as I'm concerned, it's just so hot. But yeah, I have no doubt in my mind that most folks are just sitting here shaking their head thinking, oh, you wimpy little Pacific Northwestern delicate flower, you can't handle nothing. And they'd be a little bit right. So let's see. When you get in from the college club workout in the colder months, that cold water is glorious. Oh, I am sure it is. Oh, love Pat, you're at 108 today. See? No, that I reject that reality. I reject the 108 reality. That's just not how that works. I mean, I recognize that's how it works, but no. Let's see here. So weather for Milwaukee, looking to be 78 degrees, wind blowing southwest at 9.2, humidity 51%. My goodness, that does sound like a beautiful set of weather there, Rick. That does sound like it might be the best day that Wisconsin has to offer, dude. That's craziness. And Cindy Krause, outside is hot, but it's only 78 in my house. It's 68 in my house. But I suppose between, like, what is it, 106 outside or something and 78, that's like almost a 30 degree differential. So that is pretty impressive. And so let's see here. Oh, shock, you must be freezing. It's only 79 in your house. You need to go get a sweater. All right, so, hey, we just got the weather for Milwaukee, And as it turns out, Rick and Darlene, or actually Darlene, sent me a video on the shoreline looking at the city skyline of Milwaukee. And if you look closely, you might see the infamous Rickfoot in this video. Let's see if you can catch a Rickfoot. All right, let's watch this one. Thanks to Darlene.
Hi, this is Darlene and Rick. We're at the lakefront, Lake Michigan, 5 minutes from our home. This is one of the stops you can take to get good pictures and views of the lake and the city of Milwaukee's shoreline view from this area. It's very pretty. Typical city, looks a lot like all the other skyscrapers and buildings, but this is our harbor and our boats and Lake Michigan. And look who I found standing at the rail. Here's all the sailboats, pathways to walk, our harbor, and the city. Nice sunny day, blue skies. I don't have a 360 camera like Andy. Pathways to walk on. This is Wisconsin on Lake Michigan.
All right, there we go. Exactly. Nice view and commentary, Darlene. And thank you, Rick, so much for being the one to get that video to us. I have to say, one of the reasons why I really liked this video is because it is, like Cindy said, a huge lake. And quite honestly, it looks, obviously, you know, there's not a whole lot of tidal action, like with waves and things in this video, although I'm sure that there are waves and things during other times of the year. But goodness gracious, dude, that lake looks more like an ocean than the salt water that I have at my doorstep, so to speak. What with the Puget Sound, you know, it's deep salt water. It does connect to the ocean. It is considered an inland sea, or not inland sea, but anyway, but it looks more like a lake than this lake that looks, because we've got land, you know, that's like you can see across the water to other pieces of land. This is just like the water just goes to the horizon. It's so weird. We just don't have lakes as great as that in my neck of the woods. And so seeing this huge body of water that I would presume to be salt, and knowing it's fresh, it's just so mind-blowing to my little West Coast mind, as it were. Let's see here. Kenny from the Cove. Yeah, Rick, Lake Michigan is huge. Clearly you can't see to the other side. And Kenny, not to put the cart before the horse to get off topic, but am I going to do scary stories this October again this year? You've got some good ones. Yes, might as well, if you guys have some good little scary stories, if you want to send them to me with or without pictures. If you want to share any kind of spooky hauntedness, feel free to jot down your story. Send it to madstatter@gmail.com, and one of the Halloween adjacent type shows, we will definitely share all of those things. And by the way, during that video, it looks like Broken Soul came in. I did not say hello to Broken Soul, but thank you so much for re-upping your sub, and thank you so much for hanging out today. In case you weren't here when I first played when I first started that video was taken, as you may have guessed, by Darlene, doing the narration, etc. And so Darlene and Rick were gracious enough to take some videos this last trip that they went up to their cabin, and I've got one more that I'll be sharing. I'll share it later on, and so there you go. But Rick, Lake Michigan water temperature is only 73 degrees at the end of summer, so prepare for thermal shock if you go swim. Well, I'm not sure what you mean by thermal shock, because I'm sure I've mentioned this before, but the Puget Sound, right outside of, well, it doesn't really matter, anywhere in the Puget Sound, ranges from 53 to 56 degrees all year round. So 73 degree water, that sounds like a warm bath to me in comparison to what we have here in the Pacific Northwest. And so you might think 73 is cold, but I'm just like, oh, that sounds perfect. Let's go swimming. Because folks do not do a lot of swimming in the Puget Sound. There is definitely, there's definitely a boating contingent in this area. But as far as like, let's go swim in the water, you're taking a polar plunge even in July. Even in, yes, even in August, Shock, it is really cold, because mountain stream swims are really cold even in August. And 73 degree lake water equals shrinkage. Yeah, I don't know that you. Well, then the Puget Sound water would equal inversion, I think, if you know what I mean. So, it'll just crawl right back up inside ya. And let's see here. Broken Soul, the pool at your daughter's was 92 last weekend. Oh God, I don't know. That just seems like almost a hot tub to me, right? You love Pat. It does feel good when you're super hot. Absolutely, it does. But it really is a case. Like I said, you really don't see people swimming. You might see people jumping in, cooling off, and getting back out. You might see people standing knee deep in it to keep cool, but you just don't really see a lot of people doing laps up and down the shore the way you do at a lot of other beaches. And Ann Ware, you came in with swim wetsuits, are our friends, and I didn't even say hello. Good to see you, Ann. Yes, glad that everybody's coming on in. And Cindy's saying the water at some beach that starts with a C is 58 degrees. So Lake Michigan sounds balmy. Exactly, Cindy. Yeah, I mean, us oceany saltwater types on the West Coast, we're used to cold water. In fact, there is a beach on the east side of Vancouver Island, so it faces the continent, and it's a Qualicum beach, and it's really a shallow piece of land under the water. And so late summers, the salt water actually gets to be about 70 degrees in that particular cove, and people actually travel to experience the strange phenomena. But that's about as warm, I think, as water gets in the North American West Coast. 70 degrees. Yeah, that sounds balmy to me. And, right. And so Shock is saying, oh my God, I stepped my toes in the water at Morrow and then set them right back out again in July, because it was abso-flippin'-lutely, too chilly. Hey, Belly Bear 401. I guess you're Bear Belly now? Oh, I guess you are Bear Belly now, even though I said Belly Bear. Oh, well, good to see you. Glad to know who you are. Glad to see you're here. It's been a while. It has been a while. And let's see here. You had something for this, something, Shrinky Dinks. Never mind, you lost it. Nice. Yeah, well, Shrinky Dinks, actually, they were really weird because they shrunk when it got hot. But we're talking about two different things, I think. So, yeah, there we go. And Darlene, on January 1st, you let your sister talk you into doing the polar bear plunge. Never again. Your socks froze when you took them off. Seriously, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, every day in the Puget Sound is the polar bear plunge. So if you wanted to do a polar bear plunge in July, your socks won't freeze off, but you're going to be putting socks right back on when you get back out. I can't even imagine doing a polar bear plunge in a polar situation where your socks are going to freeze as soon as you take them off your flipping feet. No. And wear wetsuits, stretchy, cuddly wetsuits. You know, I'm a big enough girl that I have trouble finding a wetsuit that fits me, and I tried to rent a wetsuit once. Seriously, you guys, if there had been a video camera of me trying to get this flippin' wetsuit on, I kid you not, I would be a quadrillionaire right now. That thing would have gone viral like nobody's business. I was rolling around on the floor. I was falling off my bed. I was hopping around I can't. You know, Chuck, maybe I should join TikTok and do it again, because it was probably the biggest workout I've gotten in my life, just trying to get that stupid wetsuit on. And it did not end up ever working. But seriously, I kind of wish that that there was a video of me doing that, because the rigmarole and effort, well, all for naught, but definitely hysterical, and I would have gone viral. I know I would have. And let's see here. And you actually, well, yeah, you can buy your own, which is awesome, but like, it's awesome that they even have sizes for you, because I don't think they make them in my size at all. No. And Darlene's talking about a real polar bear plunge with a hole cut in the thick ice. Oh no. Oh heck to the nope. Oh heck to the nope. Oh nope to the heck. No. Okay, well, first off, how do you get out of the hole? There's a ladder, right? But then how do you get out of the hole? How do you get out of the hole? Let's see here. Belly Bear, you went to Cuba. Wow, how was that? I don't think I've known of anybody who's gone to Cuba before. And Kenny from the Cove, polar bear plunge, all the nopes that ever noped in Nopeland. I hear that. Hey, Daughter 2, I just see you sneaking in. Good to see you here today. We have definitely got a full-on crowd. So I hope you guys are ready to talk about nothing and something, because that's pretty much what's on the agenda today. Nothing and something. And Kenny from the Cove, you would pay money to see my wetsuit tobacco. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people would. I mean, actually, I probably would pay to see it, because it really was the most painful comedy skit I've ever done in my life. And it wasn't even meant to be a comedy skit, but it was funny. Yeah. So, Shock, we just spent 24 minutes talking about nothing. Well, you know, we have a knack for that here. Okay, so Darlene is saying not quite that extreme. They cleared the ice so you could get past the shore and officially dunk. Your hair even froze. Yeah, I don't doubt that your hair even froze. And I didn't even know that hair could freeze until I think Anne mentioned it a few months ago, about how that is definitely a risk for folks that live in your neck of the woods. So, yeah, all right then. Yeah, exactly, Shock. You need a haircut? Just go freeze them all off. And let's see here. And where no one ever looks cool getting in or out of a wetsuit, except for maybe Keanu Reeves with the help of movie magic. Well, okay. I mean, but not much, because Keanu Reeves is just kind of magic to begin with. But yeah. Oh, okay. So here. All right. So Cola T, I did not see this. I do not have any footage of whales today. And I said we weren't going to talk about whales unless someone came in with whale talk. And here you are coming in with the whale talk. So, Whale Wednesday, did anyone else see the internet photos of orcas in New Zealand surfing waves? to share to catch stingrays. Imagine sharing a wave with one of those dudes. No, I would not want to, but I think that's super awesome, and I would love to find that video. So let's see here. So yeah, I might have to do that because Kenny, exactly. We're keeping the whale talk to a minimum today because last Wednesday got a little bit heavy, man. It was a little bit deep. And so today is just going to be like, well, what about kind of stuff? And that could be, well, what about the whale that went surfing? And, or the whales that went surfing. So, yeah, exactly, Rick. You got a link? Because I really am curious what that might look like. So, so let's see here. Okay, so Belly Bear, you've been to Cuba 3 times since 2012. Your fiance lives there, not good now. The people are lacking bread, food, and electricity now. Oh, wow. No, that's not good. But on the bright side, the world's falling apart everywhere, so I guess it's not just Cuba. I don't really know if that's a bright side, but I guess it's just like, well, Cuba, don't feel bad. It's everybody. It's going around. Everybody's got problems these days. Yeah. So, let's see here. Yeah, last Wednesday was Wahine Wednesday, and I only named it Wahine Wednesday because I think it was only females in the chat, and so I was like, all right, I'll just call it that. But the topic was a little bit sad. So let's see here. Cuba has beautiful resorts, but mostly for tourists, right? That makes sense. Broken soul issues, yes, please. So let's see here. Let me see if I'm missing something here. Okay, so the orcas surfed onto the shore, not share. Got it. And they were probably after the stingrays or whatever to eat their livers, because that's usually, I guess, what orcas like to do, is they like to eat the livers. Yeah, exactly, Kenny. I bet nobody makes a fuss if an orca snakes your wave. Yeah, absolutely. It's like, well, I know you think you're local, but he more local. Yeah, he more local. He lives here. You live on the land. So, let's see here. Oh, that's right, eMusic. Poppy Shady was here for a bit last Wednesday. Gosh darn it, I misnamed it, man. And okay, fantastic. It's from USA Today, so it's not a questionable link. And Rick has that link in the chat if you want to see what Quality is talking about. I'm not going to click on it because I don't know what it would do if I clicked on it. So I'm not going to, but everybody else can. Everybody else can. I will click on it later. So we'll get to all see it. We'll get to all see it. And speaking of clicking out today. Oh, wait, hold on. We'll talk about what we're speaking of in a second. But Broken Soul, you found out today that your mom has the dreaded C word for the 3rd time, surgery set for October. Well, that sucks, but it does sound like your mom is a trooper, and hopefully hopefully it's easily gotten to in the surgery sense. So, they can do, as you know, they can do wonders now, but I can imagine your mom is a little bit exhausted. So hopefully they will get everything in the surgery in October, and minimal other radiations and medications will need to be thrown her way. So, you know what you're in for, and we know, okay, most minor case this time will be done with scope. Oh, fantastic. See, that's not great to hear, but it's good to, you know what I'm trying to say, I hope. It's not good to hear, but it's good to hear, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, exactly, Darlene. We're very sorry to hear that, but she beat it twice. And so, she knows what she needs to do to get it done. That's right. So, All right, so switching gears back to what I was about to say in just a few seconds ago. Last Sunday? Yeah. We were talking about a lot of things last Sunday. We ended up somehow talking about Panko breadcrumbs, and Shock mentioned that the Panko is made by electrocution. And then she went and sent a link that we could have watched. But I didn't watch it during the show. I don't know if you guys watched it during the show. I don't know if you watched it after the show. I went though to go find it. And hey, Love Pat, see you soon. Thanks for coming in, dude. And oh good, Broken Soul, you understood what I was trying to say, but saying poorly. So anyway, I went and found the video that Shock posted the link to, and I edited it down a little bit because basically the video was kind of the video is a commercial for a particular product. There is no two ways about that. So we're gonna watch a commercial basically, but I edited most of the commercial down because it does show us exactly how Panko breadcrumbs are made. And so both the loaf of bread used to make it and then how it's done, or how it's made. So what we're gonna do is we are going to learn a little bit how Panko is made. But before that, Bear Belly, you're a 3-year cancer survivor. Excellent, excellent. Surgery removed everything. No chemo, no radiation. You are very lucky. Yeah, super stoked for you. Totally. That's some good little news from a bad news subject. Okay, so switching gears again. Why don't we fill our minds with fried panko, whatever. All right, let's learn how Panko is made.
Panko breadcrumbs, the secrets revealed. A short presentation on Panko breadcrumbs and their many menu applications. What is Panko? Japanese Panko is a special type of breadcrumb, which is made from yeast-risen wheat bread ground into slivery-shaped crumbs. In Japanese, the word pan means bread and ko means small pieces. So Panko means small pieces of bread. How long ago do you think Panko was invented? Thousands of years? Or maybe hundreds of years? You might be surprised. Panko was invented during World War II when Japan was fighting Russia. It was created out of a necessity to cook bread without heated ovens. The traditional Panko method is to bake bread with electric current and not heat. It is a fascinating process. Now let me take you on a plant tour of Upper Crust Enterprises so you can witness firsthand the process of making authentic Japanese Panko. The process starts early each day with the delivery of proprietary high-protein flour. We receive several containers a day with flour for our silos. Our 40,000 square foot plant also houses our main office, R&D, and quality assurance departments. Flour is blended with water, yeast, salt, and sugar and kneaded gently in a blender to an exact time and temperature. This activates the potential of each ingredient, providing a dough with superior strength and texture. The dough is then allowed to ferment and rise. This is a critical process. In fact, we rise our dough 3 times to develop our signature light and airy Panko. The dough is punched down and divided into smaller dough balls to allow easier handling. The dough is then risen a second time, creating a dough with a long molecular structure. The dough is then flattened and rolled again, where it is placed in our cooking buckets to rise a 3rd time. Notice the metal plates on each side of the dough. This is where the electric current goes through the dough to bake the bread. The proprietary Panko oven is over 86 feet long, and because dough is not cooked by heat, is cool to the touch. Only at the end of the oven can you feel the heat generated by the freshly baked hot bread. This special process creates a loaf without a crust. The whole loaf is white and has a soft bread texture. The bread is fully cooked and delicious right out of the oven. However, our process is only half done. The loaf is air dried as a complete loaf for 18 hours, which sets the bread and prepares it for grinding. Drying the whole loaf maintains the integrity of the bread. The bread is ground using a proprietary screen which creates a large and sliver-shaped crumb. The crumb is quickly toasted in a high-heat oven to create a light and airy crumb with a low percentage of fines and a delicate, crispy texture. The finished crumb is packed and ready for customers. Who is Upper Crust Enterprises? We are your source for truly authentic Japanese panko and tempura batter. Located in Los Angeles, California, near Little Tokyo, we have been making Japanese panko for over 30 years. About 70% of our sales go to Japanese restaurants worldwide, with the rest of our sales going to other restaurants. We are family run and focused on delivering high quality products with excellent customer service. However, not all panko is created equal. Upper Crust provides you truly authentic Japanese panko with quality you can see. Panko with an airy, large, slivery shape and less fines. Note the competitor's small, round crumb with hard texture. Because of the slivery shape and airy texture, it provides crispier taste, better plate presentation, and longer holding time. In addition, since panko is purchased by the pound but used by the cup, volume matters. Upper Crust panko delivers a 26% better yield. For every pound, that means 8 cups versus the competitor's 6 cups.
All right, so now after that little video, you guys should be expert panko people. Panko people, sure, there you go. You'll be able to know good panko from bad. Those aren't real panko slivers. Those are the fines. Those are the tiny little hard little nubs. I want the long slivers. You have subpar panko, you'll be able to say to somebody. So there you go. Yeah, Upper Crust panko. Who knew? Now you know. And yeah, exactly, Picolati. The competitor's panko just rolls off because all they're just little fines. So shock, it's not genuine panko if it's not from the panko region of Los Angeles. Oh yes, of course. And Rick, you would have never measured bread by the pound. Fair enough. But you know, speaking of the actual bread, like Broken Soul was saying, I want to know, like, can we buy the bread just as bread to eat as bread? I want to know what the bread tastes like as bread. And also, I thought that, like, it was well known that a lot of people don't like crusts. So, like, why on earth don't they market this crustless bread as a product for people to purchase? I mean, am I just the only one? And Broken Soul, thank you so much for those 100 biddies, you know? Yes, sirree. Although I have to say, those panko breads that were coming out of the oven, they kind of looked weird. And like, how did they figure out let's see, what am I trying to say? Since there's no crust, like, how did they know when it was done? You know? I don't know. It looks really weird to me, actually. I don't really like how the bread looks, but I definitely want to know how the bread tastes. And let's see here. Chuck, because it will dry out around the edges instead of a nice brown crust, you just get a giant crouton. Well, I can see that, but they did say that the bread is delicious, like right out of the oven. And I can only assume that when the bread was discovered with the baking, like they actually used it for bread, right? So I don't know. I'm just very curious as to what the bread is like. But as I'm sitting here talking about all the bread, look at all this bread coming in. Kenny from the Cove, Darlene, Cindy Krause, you guys just throwing it down. Thank you so much. And yeah, exactly, Picola T. No crusties, please. And so, Darlene, well, on the packages of bread, say 16 ounces or 20 ounces. So if measured by ounces, 16 does make a pound. Yeah, that is true. And I wouldn't be surprised if most loaves are actually in their dough form, measured out by weight. But I definitely know that I don't know what I'm talking about. So, you know. And that is exactly it, Picola T. Do you know Panko like I know Panko? We all know Panko better than the rest. We are I think it was Kenny that said we're going to be the bestest Panko snobs now. That's right. So that's what you get for hanging out on Chatter with Statter. You learn about Panko crumbs and why they're superior. And you guys, I know that we always say, and because we always do, talk about food here. Well, that little ad we just watched was about 5 minutes long. The actual video was about 10 minutes long. And the last 5 minutes of that video was nothing but recipes of how you can use their Panko. And so, for better or for worse, the most food-oriented part of that video, I actually edited out. So we actually didn't get into the good food stuff. And the reason why we didn't is because watching that last 5 minutes of that video will make you want to eat everything deep fried in the world. You will want everything. You'll want everything. You'll want corn dogs. You'll want onion rings. You'll want tempura batter. You'll want whateverness. You'll want everything. So I saved us all from the hunger pangs of the last 5 minutes of that video. And apparently, to thank me for it, Darlene threw down some 200 biddies. Thank you, Darlene. And thank you so much for that sub. It looks like gifted the sub there, a broken soul to Bear Belly. And let's see here. Yeah, that's exactly it, Darlene. There are so many things you could make with Panko. And the last part of that video that I didn't show, just makes you want to make them all. Okay, so Chuck, you want bacon? Now, what if we did Panko coated bacon? I don't know. You guys. Did I just think of something that doesn't happen? Is there such thing as Panko coated bacon? Do we need to make Panko coated bacon? I think we might need to make Panko coated bacon. Don't we need to make Panko coated bacon? And let's see here. They just thought Grey Poupon could make a snooty commercial. Wait until one of us cranks out the Panko ad. Yeah, exactly. We'll be the upper crust. Panko for the upper crust by the upper crust. That's how that works. And let's see here. Broken Soul deep fried. I had onion rings, cheese curds, fish sticks freshly fried this evening. Topped it off with fresh purple hull peas from Family Garden seasoned with bacon. There we go. And Broken Soul, you know what? You know what's really funny? I, until a few streams ago, didn't know what purple hull peas are, but I've been told they're kind of like black-eyed peas. And Kenny was raving about them just a few streams ago. And now you guys you're coming in with the purple hull peas. So gosh, the purple hull peas seem to be, the popular thing. And let's see here. There's a channel on YouTube called Zero Waste Zero Waste Japan. And what does that, Bear Belly, what does that channel have to, obviously it has to do with zero waste, I guess. But what's up with that channel? And let's see here. Darlene, yeah, onion rings. I was thinking about going to my drive-in down the street and having onion rings for dinner. I would have something else as well, but the onion rings really, yeah, they are, they're in my brain too. And Broken Soul, green version of black eyed peas. Got it. Oh, or black eyes. Got it. I've never had black eyed peas or green eyed peas or whatever. So, I don't know, but I guess that's what the closest thing is. But wait a second, the hulls of the peas you can make jelly out of them? Jelly? So, okay, Broken Soul. All right, Broken Soul. Now here's the deal. My mind, when I think jelly, goes sweet. Thinks sweet kind of jelly. But then I remember, wait, there's jalapeno jelly, and that's not sweet. So, tell me about this jelly. What's it taste like? Does it taste like peas? What do you use the jelly on? With peanut butter? And on a sandwich? Like, I'm very curious. And it looks like Picola Tea has got some similar queries. Purple pea jelly? Or is it purple pea hull? Or yeah, because all right. So we're making the jelly with the hulls, not the peas, right? And Kenny from the Cove, purple hulls, when regular black-eyed peas just won't do. Purple hulls, the royalty of the vegetable kingdom. Well, and it sounds like actually very much capable of providing very little waste, as in the no waste Japan website, or YouTube page, but I still have so many questions about. Yeah, I still has so many questions, and I have a lot of English lessons to learn. Okay, so it's redneck, backwoods hillbilly. Yes, the jelly is sweet. It's a mild flavor, and it goes where you use apple, grape, or strawberry jelly. Okay. That's very curious. There we go. All right. I'll definitely take your word for it. Although, actually, you know what I'm really gonna do? I'm gonna make note. Purple hull pea jelly, and I'm gonna look it up because Picola Tea, how many peas would it take to make a pint of jelly? Well, I'm still not sure if it's the peas that make the jelly or if it's the holes that make the jelly. So, well, like I said, I'm gonna have to go down a little internet rabbit hole and come back at you with some info. Speaking of coming back at you with some info, so a couple of streams ago we had Saucy Sunday, and we talked about different types of barbecue sauce, and we talked about the Alabama white barbecue sauce. And I was mentioning that I was going to try it. I was going to make it. I was going to try it. You guys, I made it and I tried it and it was disgusting. And then I revisited the recipe that I used and I realized I doubled the sugar. So the reason why I didn't like it is because it was too sweet. And as it turns out, I doubled the sugar. So, in my opinion, the Alabama white sauce is really gross, but that's because I didn't make it right. So, next time I'm gonna make it again right, better, and hopefully I'll make it right that time. But right now, my opinion is, I don't like it, but I made it wrong. So now you know what's going on with some other stuff that we talked about several streams ago. And let's see here. Okay, so it is made with the hulls, and let's see here. And you think Rick, you think the cook makes the jelly. You bring up a good point. The peas definitely do not make the jelly. And see, Honda, good to see you there. Good to see you coming on in. Right now we're talking about purple hulled peas and the jelly the holes make. I think that's what we're talking about. It's hard to keep track sometimes. But Darlene, you've got a recipe for tomato jam made with allspice. Get a cracker, put a smear of cream cheese with a dollop of this tomato jam. You brought it to a party and people raved about it. Interesting. Well, that's kind of how my mom used to. She loved the jalapeno jelly, and that's what she would do is she'd just put a block of cream cheese out and dump the jalapeno jelly on top of it, and then people would smear it on, I don't know, wheat thins or Triscuits or whatever. So the tomato sounds like I could totally see how that would be good. And so let's see here. Broken Soul, you're surprised that it's set properly with that much sugar? You mean the barbecue sauce or the white barbecue sauce? The white barbecue sauce is really thin, so it doesn't really set, and right now it's in a jar in my fridge taking up space, and it really needs to set in the garbage disposal. Let's see here. Tomato ice cream doesn't work. Have we had tomato ice cream before? That sounds gross. And have we had the ice cream before? Tomato ice cream? Because I've heard of a lot of different flavors of ice cream. I've heard of ube flavored ice cream. I've heard of cheddar cheese flavored ice cream. I've heard of salmon ice cream, but I've never heard of tomato ice cream until today, and as usual, your husband made it. I know you're not going to have the answer to this, Shock, but I guess my question is, why? What was he thinking? Where did he come up with this idea? Did he see it somewhere? And the habanero ice cream was allegedly good, but you didn't try it. I probably wouldn't try it either, but I can totally see a habanero ice cream more than a tomato ice cream. But he loves ice cream, so he just wanted to make ice cream, I guess, and with tomatoes. Okay, that's weird. That's just weird. I mean, you know he's weird, but that's just weird. Yeah, Darlene, the tomato ice cream just doesn't sound right to me either. I don't know what it is about the cream and the tomato together, because I know there's cream tomato sauces. I get it. I just don't know. And, yeah, Picola T, you tasted lobster ice cream in Maine once? Bleh. That is weird. Rick, what happened when a guy threw jelly into the street? He created a traffic jam. Love it. And, oh good, we're on a tangent. Broken Soul, you got some Carolina Reaper hot sauce recently. Currently, I'm the only Caucasian on my work crew and thought the Latin descent folks would like it. Nope, not a single guy could handle it. Silly me, I use it on salads, string cheese, Lunchables, etc. That's funny, and you've got a tongue that is strange. Every time that we have hot sauce stuff, come sit next to me. I'll give you all of my hot sauce. That is crazy. String cheese. That's actually kind of brilliant, actually. I mean, not the Carolina Reaper part, but hot sauce on string cheese. I've never seen that before, and that's kind of a good idea. But not the Carolina Reaper part. That's the bad idea. And Kenny from the Cove, the most exotic thing you've had so far is tomato pie. Well, what do you mean by that? A pizza? Kenny from the Cove, cream cheese and jalapeno jelly is definitely food of the gods. Yeah, my mom's friends love that stuff. And, Belly Bear, you're half Filipino. Yeah, and you have all different kinds of ice cream. Ube, avocado. Oh, right, avocado. I forgot about that. Jackfruit, coconut, mango, queso de maize, and more. Is queso de maize corn and cheese? I definitely knew that the Filipino folks are the ones with The reason why I've heard of cheddar cheese ice cream and and salmon ice cream is because of my Filipino friends. And they had some when they went back to the Philippines. And actually, I know a guy in Burien who makes a bunch of different ice creams for like, I don't know, restaurants and stuff. And he has a recipe for cheddar cheese ice cream that he has sold to a lot of Filipino restaurants. He didn't have any in stock for me to try, but his ube ice cream was really good. And, okay, so Bear Belly, it is corn and cheese ice cream. Weird. I mean, you know, corn ice cream, actually, I don't think I would like it at all. But I can totally see how corn ice cream could be a thing, right? Because like creamed corn is already really sweet. And you know, it's got cream in the name, right? So I can see how corn could maybe be a ice cream thing. I'm not saying I would eat it, but I am saying I could see how someone would. And okay, Kenny, not a pizza, a pie made with a tomato filling, delicious savory pie. Yum. I've actually had it's, for lack of a better word, it was like a tomato coffee cake. It was like a savory cake, and it was tomato based, and that was really good too. Tomatoes definitely are very versatile. I just don't see it I just don't see it as a ice cream flavor. And Broken Soul, you tried ice cream with corn and cornflakes last time you were in Hawaii. Different but good. Ooh, I would probably like it with the cornflakes. Not with the corn, but with the cornflakes in ice cream. That sounds delicious, actually. And a shock, cheddar cheese sauce is just warm ice cream with flour. Well, not quite, but pretty close. And yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, no. And no. Picola tea, yes, cream cheese and guava jam. Sign me up, my friend. And the only reason why I want the cream cheese is just to extend the guava jam, because actually all I really want is the guava jam. I could eat that out of the jar, but that's rude, so I try not to. And let's see here. Yeah, Darlene, you've had a tomato tart with tea. That was delicious. Totally, I can see all of these things. But ice cream, no. And oh no, Kenny from the Cove, now you're craving fried chicken with whole pickled jalapenos on the side. Okay then, let's see here. You don't like corn cheese ice cream or beans in your halo dessert. Fair enough. You're the pure type there, Belly Bear. And let's see here. Oh, Darlene, you just made some homemade salsa with your tomatoes. That's so awesome. That is so awesome. And Kenny from the Cove, quiche is just scrambled egg pie. Prove you wrong? No, I'm not gonna prove you wrong. That's pretty much the only thing that I would say is the traditional quiches are I would actually say they're a wet scrambled egg pie. I prefer my quiches a little more fully cooked than the traditional quiches that are real soft and custardy. I'm not a fan of soft and custardy eggs. I don't like my eggs wet. I prefer them, you know, cooked. It's weird, isn't it? And let's see here. Broken Soul quiche baked omelet. Yeah, that works too. Let's see here. And shock. That's not it. You're not. I never know when you're joking, because when I feel like you should be joking, you're not. When you said that Panko was electrified, I was like, no, you're a liar, and then it turned out you weren't. So are you serious? Quiche is French for squishy? I mean, you know how well I speak pamplemousse. Okay, you are indeed joking. Okay. Whew. All right. I kind of caught a joke. Yay. Because, yeah. And exactly, Broken Skull. It's Broken Soul. I resemble the squishy remark, too. Just call me Quiche. Just call me Quiche. And let's see here. All right. So, over here talking about... yeah, I know, Shuck, exactly. With the history of French on this channel, you were kind of expecting Anne to come for you on that one. Yep, that makes sense. I was hoping that I was anticipating she might come in with a finger wag, but there we go. Yep, squishy eggs, Pickle. That's exactly it. Squishy eggs. Let's see here. So, awesome. Okay, so people are still talking about the gardens, etc., etc. All right, so we've got about a half an hour left, and we've got one other video from Darlene, and so I was thinking I might show this video of the cabin, or excuse me, it's not the cabin. This is the other side of the lake where Rick and Darlene have their cabin, and yeah, we are going to see just what that little cabin lake, even though it's not actually, it's a pretty big lake, but it's not a great lake, so it's a little lake. So we're gonna see what the other side of that little lake looks like.
Rock Dam Lake, on the other side at the end of the lake, close to the campgrounds and the beach. As you can see, a little patch of it there. We're way down there past the trees on that end of the lake.
All right, so that was the final of the trilogy. That beautiful little beach in the campground for that lake, the tiny little lake that Rick and Darlene have their cabin on. So now we've got many versions of the of that getaway that we've seen. And let's see here. See, Honda, you can't believe that South Dakota has 100 degrees? Oh girl. South Dakota definitely can be 100 flippin' degrees. And then 6 months later, it'll be like negative 100. Yeah, South Dakota, they get all the weather. They get all of the weathers. Broken Soul, the only thing you want runny on your eggs is the bacon grease it was cooked in. Fair enough. Although, you know, I used to be just like that. But, oh, San Diego is what you're talking about, not South Dakota. Got it. And Darlene, did I have fun editing? No, actually, I didn't edit anything because they were just cute little videos, standalone as they were. I mean, I might eventually make a little video of all of the videos that you have sent from the cabin to, you know, into one larger thing. But in regards to those, I didn't even touch them because there really was no need to touch them because they were good little videos, right? So yeah. But speaking of, did I have fun editing? Oh, goodness gracious. I have not been video editing much at all these days. I've not had time, and I'm really bummed because I have actually wanted to put some things together, but I don't have a lot of footage to play with, so I need to go out, I need to get the footage and things like that. But speaking of things that I needed to get some footage of, last Sunday we talked a little bit about White Center and how I should do a holo holo video, and I will be doing a holo holo video through the majority of White Center. But today, as I was looking through things and stuff, I happened to remember I do have a little bit of a video that does show a smidge of White Center, and it shows a little bit of White Center, and it goes through West Seattle all the way down and across the Longfellow Creek to the tip, almost to the tip of the northern end of the West Seattle Peninsula. So if we're in the mood for that, let's see, if we're in the mood for that, that video, I can show it off today. I have it, but I think I got sidetracked. And as I was trying to say to, I think it was Broken Soul, I recently, as an adult, learned to like the yolk. I don't mind a runny yolk, but the moment the whites are even like jellied or not cooked all the way, no. No. And let's see here. Let's see here. La la la. Okay, so oh, that's funny, Bear Belly. One of your songs is your ringtone, so who is calling you? That's so cute. Let's see here. So, oh, excuse me. Oh, right on. See, Honda, you made the family Simon today, and you got the char siu at a Chinese restaurant. That's good, because the char siu is so important and also so hard, kind of a pain in the arse to make. So, you know, let's see here. Yeah, and Darlene, exactly. Somewhat runny egg, not raw. The whites have to be cooked. Period. End of story. The whites have to be cooked when it comes to eggs. Yep. All right. Think we're all in agreement on that. Yes, we are. So, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you this little video that is of some of White Center and some of West Seattle, and as always with most, if not all, of the music you hear on this channel, this is a Lono tune that is in this video. It is a Lono tune that is not available on any albums, so you may or may not have heard it before, but you'll hear it now.
I said things are getting better. Well, things are getting better. Yeah, yeah. I said things are getting better. Yeah, yeah. Well, I said things are getting better. Yeah, yeah. Oh, things are getting better since I left that dusty ranch. Should have known better than to take my place out of society's good grace. I said things are getting better. Yeah, yeah. 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 Things are getting better since that girl walked right out on me. Picture is much clearer. My decisions are all up to me, and it feels good to be free, free. Things are getting better. Yeah, yeah. I said things are getting better. Yeah, yeah. I said things are getting better. Yeah, yeah. I said things are getting better. Yeah, yeah. Things are getting better in a very big way when they pay for the bash with the cash. Then we dash with the dancer, prancer, Leo and a cancer down on the beach for a little romancer. Ooh, the waves are breaking, and you're looking so good tonight. Are things getting better? Said things are getting better. I said things are getting better. Yeah, yeah. 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 I said things are getting request, put the money on the floor, wildin', smiling, now I'm always styling, sun is a shining, music on the island, sit right back and have yourself a cold one, and tell me now, are things getting better? Oh, things are getting better, yeah, yeah, well I said things are getting better, yeah, yeah, well I said things are getting better, oh yeah, well I said things are getting better, oh yeah, well I said things are getting better, yeah, yeah, well I said things are getting better, yeah, yeah, well I said things are getting better, yeah, yeah, well I said things are getting better, yeah, yeah, well I said things are getting better, oh yeah, well I said things are getting better, yeah, yeah, well I said things are getting better.
All right, so, just because that video was going super fast doesn't mean it was Andy behind the wheel. I can drive super fast too, or more to the point, it was just speeded up. And Belly Bear, so, you are welcome for keeping the channel. I love hanging out with everybody here, and it's even gotten to be more of a hangout crowd because as you just found out, Andy's channel is on hiatus, and it looks like he has got some major things going on. As much as we love Andy, and we do love him dearly, and as much as we love hanging out in the space that he created for us, I think we're all equally stoked that he is off doing like bigger, better things, because, he is a consummate professional, like real deal professional. And so these live streaming, that's not really going to be the kind of income that a real professional is like hoping for, right? And so I'm so excited that Andy's got a lot of irons in the fire. I don't know if you heard, but he was writing some screenplays, and it sounds like there's some action on that front. What exactly that means, I don't know, but it does sound like big things might be in the works, and so that is something that I think we're all excited about. And Kenny from the Cove, exactly. The trip was so fast, the wind chapped your scalp. That's exactly it. And Shock, oh, good point. It probably is a little bit more like Terry driving. There you go. But you know what, though? Terry has the capability and the good fortune to be able to run over run over motorcycles and signs and other people he doesn't like. This was done in a real car, so I didn't want to run over anybody. Actually, that might not be true. There could have been some people in there that I wanted to run over, but because it's not a video game, I didn't. And oh my goodness, Terry hit a train yesterday. Nice. And yeah, see, Honda, exactly. Like I said, I really feel like we all agree on this. Andy deserves the more. He deserves the best, gall dung it. That's right, gall dung it. He deserves that. And let's see here. Did I miss anything when I was babbling about Andy? Let's see here. Okay, it looks like we're just hypothesizing where Vanilla Coke Pepsi is right now. And oh, Bearbelly, you were up in Olympia back in the 90s on a rushed 5-day turnaround trip. Okay, no. All right, I read your thing all wrong. 4 years ago, you were up in Olympia. 5-day quick trip. Go through her personal stuff. It was in the 90s. Got it. Yes. Olympia can hit in the 90s. We definitely don't hit it very often. In fact, I believe the Puget Sound area broke its hot streak this summer with, I believe it was 6 days in a row that was above 90, which was literally a record in the state. Or rather, the record was 5 days. This year we hit 6 days in a row, so we broke that record. So as you can see, We don't really hit 90 very often, but we do get there. We do, sort of. And Cindy Krause, is the train okay? Oh, he hit a train. Is he okay? We're talking about a video game bus driving simulator, so he's fine. The train might not be fine, but he's fine. And oh no, shock! Somebody spilled their beer though, and you got a square of chocolate up your nose, allegedly. Okay. Expensive chocolate direct from Stockholm. I see. This would be imaginary chocolate, I am assuming. A video game simulation of expensive chocolate from Stockholm. And yeah, no, Bear Belly, no, you did not mistype. I totally misread what was going on. But yeah, Olympia, beautiful little capital town of the state of Washington. Definitely not known for hot weather, but you happen to hit it at its hottest. And as I'm sure you might have noticed when you were here in the area during a 90-degree weather, there's not a lot of places that have air conditioning. I bet your mom didn't have air conditioning because no one here has air conditioning. I do, but most everybody else does not. And so let's see here. Yeah, exactly, Kenny. I know, right. Seattle's got record-breaking 6 days in a row of more than 90-degree weather. Meanwhile, Central Texas had over 40 consecutive days of 100-plus degree temperatures. Now, this is something that you might be able to quote me on often, and I'm going to say it. I've said it before, I'll say it again. No. 40 consecutive days of over 100-degree temperatures? No. Oh, good, Cindy. You knew that it was virtual. Oh, okay. For a second, I thought you were actually kind of worried about Terry. And let's see here. Shock is saying, you know that you broke 100 here this year, but you didn't get weeks of it like we sometimes do. Okay, once again, no. Did I mention? No. You can quote me on this. No. Oh, no. So, let's see here. And that wasn't even the record hot streak in your area. Of course it wasn't. No. Oh my goodness. And Cindy's bragging. They say tomorrow and next week gonna be 111. Freaks. You freaks. You need some ice cream. You need some cheese and corn ice cream is what you need. And Bear Belly, your brother's house did not have AC. Of course not. Your mom moved up to Olympia in 2016. Lived there for 2 years. Lived in San Diego since 1960. Wow, 40 years. You know, though, I hope you weren't the one tasked with cleaning out the house of 40 years, because I actually had to do that with my parents, and oh my god, I didn't know that my mom could play three-dimensional Tetris as well as she could, because she managed to fit so many things in the closets. Like, she had like 5 rooms worth of stuff in one closet in one room. I swear to God, we had like 5 houses worth of stuff in this one house. How she fit it all, I have no idea. But I just kept coming out, and the boxes, and there was just, yeah, 40 years worth of stuff is a lot of stuff to have to clean out. So I hope you didn't have to clean out the San Diego house, actually. Yeah, there you go. And Rick, Darlene sets the AC at 75 and you have to follow to readjust. Well, I guess my question is, which way do you adjust it? Do you adjust it up or down? Because I would have adjusted it down. But I don't think that that's what you mean that you're doing. And let's see here. Shock, if it were 111, you would eat that cheese and corn ice cream and be happy about it. You know what? You're right. Actually, I probably would. And yep. Oh, so you did have to go pack up your mom's house for 2 weeks. The moving truck left on your birthday. There you go. Oh no, Cindy, 115. Nope. Belly Bear, your mom was a treasure thrift store shopper and had many collectibles. Yep, there you have it. My mom just was a shopper, and so she would buy things and stuff. I kid you not. When I had a garage sale to help clear out some of the stuff in my parents' house, this lady, well, okay, I don't even know where to begin, so I'm just going to say it this way. My mom had so much Christmas decorations that not only were there enough decorations to like twice over. Okay, what am I trying to say? So every other year, you wouldn't have the same decorations. So she had like 2 times the decorations for the main house. But then she had literally entire tubs, green and red plastic tubs, by the way, of course, because that's what she kept the Christmas stuff in. I kid you not, she had it color-coded. She had enough decorations that a woman came and bought the entire tub worth of stuff so she could decorate the second Christmas room in her house, and she was sneaking all of the decorations that she was buying from my mom's house into her house because her husband already thought that she had too many decorations. So she was like, no, I need more because I've got a whole separate room. We're going to have 2 Christmas rooms this year. So she had basically at least 3 different houses worth of Christmas decorations that we sold at the garage sale. And that's just Christmas decorations. So yeah, yeah. People like to shop, thrift store or not. I mean, the stuff that my mom had was sometimes still in boxes. That's how not used it was. And Rick, yeah, we were talking about the hot water coming from the tap. Both taps so hot because it's so hot out. I don't like that. No. And let's see here. So it looks like Rick, thermostat up to 80 is fine. No. Once again, you can quote me on this. No. 80 is when I turn my air conditioner on, you guys. If my house is 80, I am dying. Cindy Krause, 78 is perfect. You're a weirdo. You and Rick are weird. You can go live in your weird hot house together, you weirdos. That's what I gotta say. That's my opinion. Let's see here. Bear Belly, your mom's stuff got donated to Mexico, us siblings in San Diego and Olympia, and the rest just got donated. Yeah, that's eventually what happened. There was so much stuff. I couldn't garage sale it all. I totally understand. It's just like, okay, everybody take what they need, and now it's all gone. Yep. For certain. So let's see here now. Kenny from the Cove, it's a cool, comfortable 81 in your Mikasa or Sukasa or whatever. In your house. I don't know how to, I don't know how to say that. And oh, Cindy Krause, that's right. You do have a warm house as deemed by Lono in that song. It shall be known from here on out that Cindy Krause in her warm house. That is right. I forgot about that. So, hey, you know what? This might be perfect timing. So, we haven't watched a Lono video yet today. We didn't watch a Lono video last stream, I don't think. So why don't we watch a Lono video? And this particular Lono video happens to be a song that most Hawaiian events end with. We're getting to be the bottom of the hour here, and so why don't we just have a little Lono break and listen to Hawaii Aloha. All right, yeah, Pacola Tea, exactly. Swaying to the song Hawaii Aloha, such a great tune. I finally figured out how to sing it in the Hawaiian words, and I'm so proud of myself, but no, you're never going to hear me singing it on this channel. Now, I did make a little bit of a mistake before I played that song, so normally that means that it is the end of the show, and we've got a minute left, which is a problem because we should be ending the show. However, I did say at the beginning of the show we were going to talk about one thing that we have not talked about yet, and I would like a little bit of input. So, this coming Saturday, we've got quite a few movies that we can choose from. We've got tons of movies from Ants to Zoolander, and other movies in between. So, I'm wondering, you guys, are you in the mood for something like City Slickers with Jack Palance? Are you in the mood for something like Meet the Fockers with Ben Stiller and other people? Are you in the mood for some kind of little cartoony cartoon called Ants? Or are you in the mood for a very goofy, silly, stupid movie that makes me laugh called Zoolander? So, we don't have to answer that question right now, but I would like you guys to think about it so we can definitely have a decision by Saturday, or we can talk about it on Saturday. But it sounds like we've got two folks who are just like City Slickers, and you know what? City Slickers. Okay, we've got 3 votes for City Slickers. We've got 1 vote for Zoolander. All right, how about this? We're going to do City Slickers on Saturday, and then the Saturday after that, we're going to do Zoolander. Because, Bear Belly, Zoolander, is the dumbest movie you're ever going to see, and you're going to want to laugh, and you're going to want to see it again. This movie, Zoolander, is not a thinker. Like, don't think when you're watching it. I cannot emphasize that enough. But since we had more folks coming out for City Slickers, we're going to play the 1991 City Slicker movie, and then the week after that we'll play Zoolander. Is it dumber than Napoleon Dynamite? It's dumber in a different way. So yeah, Bear Belly, sort of like Raising Arizona, right? See, yeah, you'll like Zoolander. Zoolander is not. I mean, it's meant to be a comedy. It's got Will Ferrell, it's got Owen Wilson, it's got Ben Stiller, it's got Ben Stiller's dad, whose name escapes me, so I won't tell you what his name is. But Ben Stiller's dad, you know, that guy, DeKine. There you have it. So. Looks like, wait, did DJ Smook? Oh, hey, DJ Smook coming in. How are you? Good to see you. Well, unfortunately, coming in just at the last minute, but we did decide that this Saturday, 6 p.m. West Coast time, 3 p.m. Hawaii time, 9 p.m. on the East Coast, this Saturday, StatterBox at the Cinema will be running City Slickers. And Shock, Walk the Line is what I thought you were going to play on Friday, so if you're going to change that up, then there you go. But Saturday, StatterBox at the Cinema will be City Slickers. And the next Saturday, not the one that's coming up in a few days, but the one after that, we will watch Zoolander. And so it has been decided. All right. I want to thank everybody for hanging out today, coming in whenever y'all did, for the biddies, for the subs, for the gift subs, just everything and everyone. And mostly what I really want to thank you guys for is the awesome conversations, because I did not come planned at all. Not a lot of chatter for the scattering, and you guys stepped up to the bar and said, that's okay, we got some topics to talk about. So we will see each other next Saturday for StatterBox at the Cinema, and then Sunday after that will be another Chatter with Statter at 5 p.m. West Coast time. So thank you all for hanging out, and we will see each other soon. Take care, y'all.